and we're here at the 31st OSCE Ministerial Council meeting, and I'm with Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski. Thank you for your time. So you walked out on Mr. Lavrov when he gave his address. Tell me a bit more about why that was. Why did you feel the need to have that significant symbolic moment?
Because I think that Lavrov and the Russian delegation shouldn't be here attending the ministerial of OSCE at a time when they are trampling underfoot all of the principles that lay at the foundation of OSCE. They are prosecuting a brutal war in Ukraine, which they are escalating right now, and he came here to lie about it. And what he needs to do to be a member in good standing is for Mr. Putin to take his troops out of Ukraine.
Do you feel like there's a place for Russia in the OSCE, given that there have to be 57 countries signing off a decision on a consensus basis for there to be any progress?
When you set up an organization in which consensus is needed for decisions, for it to work, they have to abide by the same rules and the same values. And when just like at the UN, a member with a veto power, Trump breaks the rules by invading a neighboring country, the organization gets paralyzed. So I personally believe that Russia should be suspended, both in the Security Council and here at the OSCE.
Do you feel like, as it stands, then, that the OSCE is paralyzed because it can't make any decisions without Russia's approval?
It is, even though some of its mission is important, such as the monitoring of elections and peace missions, but it was Russia that made its mission impossible. But we should be clear-eyed about who is to blame for the state of affairs. Russia always has this pose of being trying to portray itself as a victim, even as Russian bombs are falling on innocent Ukrainian cities. We shouldn't fall for that. Russia is the aggressor. The leader of Russia is an indicted war criminal, and Mr. Lavrov is a spokesman for an indicted war criminal.
Are you concerned about the comfortable relationship that President-elect Donald Trump has with someone like Vladimir Putin?
We'll see about that. I hope President Trump doesn't want to be taken advantage of. I hope he doesn't want to be a loser. I hope he doesn't want to score a humiliating defeat like Joe Biden did in Afghanistan. We shall see.
The Polish embassy has been closed, consulate rather, has been closed in Saint Petersburg. You closed the Russian embassy in Poznan. How difficult are these kinds of decisions given the diplomatic power that embassies have?
There aren't many Russian tourists in Poznan anymore. There aren't many Polish tourists in St. Petersburg anymore. So the practical result is not very significant. But Russia didn't really have the right for this to this retaliation, because we closed down the Russian consulate in Poznan as a response to Russia's acts of sabotage, of arson in Poland, which is completely unacceptable. These are hostile criminal acts. But we know the nature of Russia. Our decision was meant as a warning. We know what you're doing. We have proof that you're doing it. Stop doing it. And if you don't, we'll take further action.
What message do you think Russia is trying to send with something like closing the consulate in St. Petersburg?
Just that she will retaliate in kind. We get it. We will not be swayed from doing what's right.
And just lastly, when we talk about sabotage, I mean, there's been suspected sabotage of the internet cables in the Baltic Sea.
And arson in Britain, and murders in Germany, and arsons in the Baltic states, and other types of hybrid warfare, which is with kinetic components.
And indeed, and if all these things are found to be sabotage on the basis of Russia, should there be some sort of movement to invoke NATO Article 5?
there should, first of all, be increased understanding among our public that really bad people are not only invading their neighbors, are also endangering our security, and that we need to stay together as the Western Alliance to face up to this evil.
Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski, thank you again.
Pleasure.
And that was our exclusive interview here on TVP World. Do stay with us. I'm Aaron Darman. Goodbye for now.